Greetings, Keechlings. Keechlin Prime here with another One Punch Man Power Up video. Today we are tackling Puri-Puri Prisoner, S-Class, rank 17 hero, though I suspect he'll at least go up one rank due to his recent power-ups. But anyway, with all the normal power-ups, we're going to do equipment, techniques, or general power-up concepts. And to start off the equipment section is the idea that essentially started this particular video, but possibly the One Punch Man power-ups in general. I don't know if it exceeds the My Hero ones, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't go past the Straw Hat discussions I had before. Even before that, but it is the Nyan sweater. No mock-up for this one. You get a kitty hat sweater looking thing. Essentially, it's, as the name would imply, it is a sweater made out of Nyan's pelt. This is just more of a buff on his already buff body, because we find out in 105 he's already a very durable dude, and Nyan is, you know, he's an executive, so I assume he's pretty durable as well. But I was like, you know, Puri's always wearing a sweater and it's always getting destroyed. So I was like, what if he got a sweater that would possibly endure, like his transformation, bulk ups, or being attacked from a monster? And this presents a good opportunity given his, you know, vengeance that he wants to get for, you know, transforming his boyfriends into monsters. Originally, I was like, oh, how would he acquire this? Well, the first would have been like that he just outright kills him. This has become way more likely since 105. Others were like a hero would another S-Class would step in and skin him. You know, like think Atomic or Flashy, you know, and they just give him the pelt. And it's like, your vengeance is done. That's not as likely, but who's to say? He's still chasing after Nyan, and they're pretty separated, it looks like, as of 106. So yeah, something like that. Next up is the restrainer weights. These are fashioned in a similar way as like weighted training clothing from DBZ meets like those kind of pointless shackles that you see in like anime and cartoons and stuff, where they get like these really thick shackles that aren't really always connected to anything, but then they somehow are supposed to function, though they don't impede a person at all. So this is, it's like, maybe it's like stone or metal, like in some combination, and he would wear one on each of his ankles and his wrists. But it has added benefits, such as increased striking force, because the additional weight is going to help with his momentum when he throws a punch, and then it increases the weight of his punch as well upon impact. And also it acts as a like subtle way that he trains passively, because, you know, lugging these things around, I mean, he does wear that little ball and chain thing that does absolutely nothing for him, but these might have added, you know, would be a lot heavier, so they're going to be a bit more for him. So then, like, if he ever removes them, he would get like a speed boost, a strength boost, that kind of a thing. And it acts as like a melee weapon essentially as well. Next is the nunchuck shackles, or the nunchaku shackles, whichever you subscribe to. And these are nunchucks fashioned from things that he would find around in the prison. Like, oh, he takes a couple window bars, breaks them off, he's got the handles. He takes like an old uniform, you know, that they all have to wear, and wraps it around the handles, and then takes like an old pair of like foot shackles, which are about 2 foot or so long, and then kind of crimps them on the ends of the handlebars, and then he's got these extra long nunchucks that he can use for mid-range attacks. He would kind of like consider this part of his arts and crafts in the prison, and helping prisoners make them and stuff. And then the guards are all like, oh god, they're making weapons. They're also destroying the prison doing it. So yeah, something like that. And another weapon idea I have is called the angel shank. It is simply a shank that's made in a similar fashion. You know, you take a window bar or something, like he crimps one side and sharpens it, and that becomes the blade. He wraps a little bit of cloth around the handle, and then and just because he's Puri, he goes and gets some toilet paper, like ties it and everything to make it look like angel wings to put as the hilt ornament, and that's why it's called the angel shank. Something like that. Next is techniques and power-ups. First up is prison break. After releasing all 4 of his restrainer weights, which is essentially like there are multiple copies of the key. Like, you know, the prison warden has it, probably a head guard would have it, but then, like, say, a good portion of the S-class heroes, like each one of them has a copy. Some members in the Hero Association have it, so that whenever Puri needs the extra boost in power, there is a key available to unlock them. And it would, like, you know, you unlock it, you know, there's 6 locks on it so that it doesn't just come off very easily. And once he's done that, he gets, like, access to his full strength, speed, and overall power. So, you know, that's kind of the idea. Kind of like Rock Lee when he took his weights off of his legs. Something like that. I say that a lot, don't I? Yeah. Moving on, Love Riot. This technique can only be used after prison break. It's more of a gag technique where he'll focus in on one opponent and it's like, okay, you're my target, I'm taking you out, and I'm not fighting anyone else until I do. So he just uses that enhanced strength and speed and just wails on the person. Funny. Next up is Shanked by an Angel, a parody of Touched by an Angel. Using the angel shank, he shanks monsters. Simple as that. These don't have to be always complex. Followed by that is Angel Vibration Tapping Tremors. This could go into his backstory, maybe, that like at one point he wanted to learn to tap dance. So then he uses what limited training he might have had or something he saw on TV, and he just starts tapping while using Vibration Angel or Angel Vibration, and he just starts shaking up the place all, you know, violently. Or he could do it in a more limited extent of like he just pat the wall, you know, pat, and then it's like tremors going off everywhere. Something, yeah. I figured that'd be the easiest way he could use it. The next is Angel Bristle Helmet Hair. Okay, given that like his body hair, you know, his arms and chest, they're like armor level quality now, I would assume his head hair and his facial hair probably have those same qualities. So, and because he can like spontaneously grow hair, I would figure like he would just instantly like grow a beard. And then with that, like he can take punches more effectively or charge at someone with his head and do like a headbutt or something, you know. Yeah, so more or less along those lines. Also, I kind of think, based on what I kind of mocked this up as, he kind of looks like Samuel L. Jackson's character from Pulp Fiction. Anybody else see that? Haven't seen the movie, been meaning to watch it, but I've seen him enough to see the comparison at least. Anyway, next up is Angel Twirl, or Angel Twister. I wasn't quite sure which one to go with. You be the judges. This is inspired by Puri's like ballet-esque like poses that he did, especially in 105, but I think he's done them throughout the series. Imagine again, like he wanted to learn how to dance and he went for ballet, and like he was rejected because of like his looks or whatever, something of that nature. And then he just, as he was in the prison, he would watch ballet on TV and try to mimic their moves. Well, what if he just started spinning via, what do they call it? Pirouette. Just faster, 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 until he becomes a human-sized tornado. This could be used in a few different ways. Like, he could just tank a hit because he's diffusing its power away from his body, depending on how wide the effect is. Or he could, like, suck in things and just, like, throw them about. Or he could act as a shield, essentially. Like, say, someone who's weak against, like, say, a fire attack, for instance. He could, like, start spinning at the target who's spewing the flames, and it, like, cuts through them, keeping them away from his allies or from someone he's trying to save. And then a final application is he uses it as a combo technique for a fastball special, where he, like, mid-spins, grabs someone, twirls them around, and flings them at the target. I figured that would be probably the funnest way, but it would only be used, like... He could probably do that with darkshine. Darkshine's a very durable guy, as we super found out. I mean, good lord, that man. So those two definitely could team up with that kind of a technique. Next up is Angel Crybaby. This is a less likely ability, but I thought, given Puri's personality and everything, it could still happen. But this is based on if, like, you know, with his normal persistence of when he finds someone attractive, he, like, just keeps at it. Well, he wouldn't give in to despair lightly, as we kind of learn about him. But what if he was to start, like, one day, like, realize someone's like, nope, I don't love you. I didn't ever love you. I don't know why you thought that. And then he's like, my unrequited love, no. And then he just starts anime crying, you know, like where it's like a fountain out of their eyeballs. But then as they're like, dude, calm down. You'll find someone. And he's like, no. And then the water just starts moving closer to the front. And then it's water cannons from the eyes. Water cannon eye blast. Yeah, that would be a gaggy but probably useful move, especially if it's against a fire monster or something. And then next up is the Angel Vapor, which is kind of on the other end of the spectrum, where we had water before, now we're going into fiery heat. Essentially, this is based on the premise of the vapors, you know, where women, like, see a hot person and then they're like, oh, you're getting me hot under the collar over here, you know. But also based around the original reason where the vapors came from. It's like, it's been throughout human history, but, like, especially with like the Victorian era, where people were wearing corsets and such, and it was restricting their organs to where they would have bouts of delirium. And we know Puri already has bouts of delirium because he sometimes or sometimes doesn't have wings and whatnot. So, don't really know. Also, his transformation sequence, all in his head, presumably. So, you know, this works well. So, he'll either gain a fiery aura or just maybe a pink hue to his skin. But most likely he would gain either fire abilities or a heat resistance at minimum. And the effects of this will depend on, like, how hot he thinks said person is. So, like, if it's a my mask, he's going to be like, woohoo, and then it's just, like, Human Torch levels, maybe. But then if it's, say, you know, I don't know who else he likes, to be honest. Let's say Atomic Samurai, for instance. Like, say, like with the example I used for the Nean sweater. It's like, you know, he just gave him the pelt, and then he's like, oh, I knew you had the hots for me. And it's like, nope, I didn't. It's like, oh, you do. And then, you know, he starts heating up or something. That'd be stupid. But it'd be funny. A few more, like, quick ideas are if he combines, to a limited extent, the bristle armor and vibration to make like a jackhammer punch or something, and he could do this with both hands where he just goes something like that, or like combining like the twirl and vapor to make like a fire tornado or a fire resistant tornado. Things of that nature, I don't know, but let me know what you thought of these ideas. They're crazy, I know, but he's a crazy guy. What can I say? He gets weird power-ups in the weirdest of ways. Very unconventional, but you gotta love him for it. But yeah, so yeah, let me know what you thought about all of this, any ideas that you've had. I may come up with more in the future, who knows. But yeah, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to follow me, here's where you can find me. Links down below. And until next time, Quiche-lings, roll out.